Here's a rundown of the market performance and SPX price action for Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. We'll also take a look at the earnings calendar for my holdings and the earnings releases that we've had so far. As far as market performance, the Dow closed up 2.66%, the S&P 500 closed up 2.51%, NASDAQ closed up 2.71%. The VIX dropped by 9.61% to close at 30.57. Taking a look at the sector summary, financials were at the top of the leaderboard with a rise of 3.31%, followed by consumer discretionary at 3.16%, then utilities. At the bottom of the leaders were consumer staples, which were still up 1.42%, industrials at 1.75%. We move over to the SPX price chart. We can see that the SPX closed at 5287.76 on Tuesday. The 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day simple moving averages are all declining, with the 50-day crossing below the 200-day on April the 14th. The 20-day SMA crossed below the October 27, 2023 anchored volume weighted average price line. All of the indicated anchored volume weighted average price lines are decreasing, with the exception of the one anchored at October 13, 2022. A key point of resistance that I'm watching is the January 4th, 2024 anchored VWAP line, which aligns closely with the March 13 close. Breaking through that price and holding would be a significant achievement. But given the volatility we've seen in the month of April, I'd not be surprised to see a retest of the level we saw at the close of April 8 before we move higher. The MACD is negative, but the 12-day moving average is above the 26-day moving average. The RSI improved slightly yesterday to 43.85. For the VIX, we decreased yesterday 9.61 to 30.57. We're still higher than 2 of the previous 5 trading sessions. I am watching for a steady decrease in volatility back to the level of 20. If we take a look at the earnings calendar, I've had 4 companies report so far. One I don't hold directly, but indirectly. RTX reported on Tuesday. Agree Realty reported yesterday after the market closed. Tesla I don't hold directly. I do have some options for Tesla, and I do hold it in some ETFs. AT&T, which I do hold directly, reported this morning before the market opened. And then I'm awaiting AbbVie to report on Friday before the market open. As far as the earnings releases we've had so far, RTX beat on both the top and bottom lines. Tesla missed on the top and bottom lines. Agree Realty beat on both the top and bottom lines. And AT&T beat on the revenue and missed on earnings. If we look at pre-market trading, we can see that RTX is trading higher in the pre-market this morning. Yesterday, after they reported earnings, it dropped a little over 9%. I added about 10% to my holdings on RTX yesterday in the 113 range. If we look at Tesla, they are up despite the miss on the top and bottom lines. They are up in pre-market trading. We look at Agree Realty. It's a little volatile, not a lot of volume trading in the pre-market. And then if we look at AT&T, we can see that it was improving early in the pre-market trading, but seems to be waning off a little bit. So we'll see what happens with AT&T during the day. We look at the futures market. It looks like we're going to have another good day in the markets. The Dow is up 1.84, S&P is up 2.41, and the NASDAQ is up 2.91. I wish you a great trading day and best wishes. Talk to you later. Bye.